how's the market there as far as houses? Like, what's your who are you going after? FSBOs, expireds, just your sphere?
We can't do expireds. There's rules. We can't even phone them or door knock or market to them if it's been on the market and it's expired. We very strict rules around expireds. So I guess to answer the question, I'm a plumber gas fitter by trade. I was in plumbing and heating for over 22 years, and probably the last 12, 13 years of my industry being in there, I was the owner of the company. And in 2003, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad and started buying real estate. I started buying real estate, started rehabbing bills. Before you know it, I'm doing 60, 70 lot subdivisions. I did a couple apartment blocks and condo conversions, and then I started building some big deals. So I have kind of not a following, but my sphere of influence is, I think I have a database of about 700 people, and I market to probably about 400 of them specifically every month via newsletter, e-newsletter, and I try and touch them probably about 27 times a year. So that's kind of where I'm getting my like I have a spreadsheet and I keep track of every deal I do, the commission base, and where I got that deal from. And my circle of influence has probably been, I would say, 80% of the businesses, people I know or people that know of me. And yeah, there's things I want to do. I actually want to start a team, grow. I've only been a realtor for 2 years, but I know a lot of people in the city because of my experiences with the plumbing and heating business and then the real estate side of things.
Wow, that's really interesting, and I think what a lot of agents lack is that business side of it, and I think you have a real strength there on the business side because you've been there, you know what it's about, and then you're bringing that into real estate, which brings stability to any real estate team, is having that like solid foundation of business. Wow, so in 2 years, have you been doing real estate full time for 2 years?
That's the only way we can do real estate here in Winnipeg.
Okay.
You have to be a licensed real estate agent in Winnipeg Real Estate Board. You have to be full time. You can't have any other job.
Okay, and they just determine that by you go in front of the board and say, "This is my full-time job."
Well, no, you can't have an income from any other stream. But in October last year, they changed that. So now I could have a job and be a real estate agent part-time, except my brokerage is a full-time brokerage. They don't want part-time realtors.
How many deals did you do in the last 2 years?
2 years? So I started June 1st, 2017. I did 18 deals, 18 ends.
Yep.
2018 was not a good year. I think I did 7 or 8 ends, 5 deals, 7 or 8 ends. And this year so far, I've done 18 deals, which equals 24 ends. I've double-ended about 5 deals.
That's pretty impressive for the first 2 years. And you said 80% is from your sphere.
This year for sure, I have it like on an Excel spreadsheet, and a few people have reached out. People that are actually in the trades that want to venture into some real estate investing and developing, smaller stuff like a duplex. They've just Googled my name, and my name's out there as, once a plumber, tradesman, now a real estate investor developer. Now I'm a realtor. I did a little bit of radio ads, which was kind of neat. I sat down with their creative team and kind of told what I just told you. This is who I am. This is what I bring to the table. And they did a really neat 30-second ad like, here's Marco, the right realtor, the realtor who looks behind the staging, not only the stage. You were a plumber for 20 years, right? And I say, actually, 22 years. Oh, then it goes on a little thing and says, well, you do plumbing and heating and boiler work too, and just a cute little 30-second thing. So for a while, I ran it for about 6 months, but man, that's expensive. And basically, it's like Marco will look behind the staging. He looks in the walls at your foundation. He knows, and if it needs work, he knows the people because he's from the trades. Call Marco. He's the right realtor right now. Right? And I go, right. So it was neat. And that's kind of what my USP would be, I guess, because initially when I started as a realtor, I was trying to think, what's my unique selling proposition? Why would people use me instead of, well, in 2012, there's a national magazine. It's called Canadian Real Estate Wealth Magazine. And like you, calling me, asking me about the market. I wasn't a real estate agent. I was an investor. I was doing some developments somehow in Toronto. The editor heard about some of the deals I was doing. I had no idea. Started calling me saying, what's your market like? What are you doing? I hear you're doing a condo conversion. Isn't condo conversions hard? Is it kind of mainstream, or is it something that you're doing outside of what everyone else is doing? And it just started talking, started using me a couple times, or little segments here and there. Next thing you know, they nominated me for West Coast Top Investor of the Year. And in 2012, from Toronto to Vancouver, I won West Coast Top Investor of the Year for my developments and my community involvement. There was a whole bunch of criteria. I filled it out, left my name as a nominee, and I won 2012 Investor of the Year. They did a big article on me, and that really boosted my, let's call it, sphere of influence or my credibility, because it was a third-party magazine that was national talking about my successes, some of my failures, like, because you don't win every time you do a deal. So just talking about what I was doing, how I was helping the communities I was investing in, and my own community involvement on the church board, soccer team coach, hockey coach, whatever. Like, there's a whole big criteria. And that really helped me, So people started asking me to come out and speak at their events. How did I become, from a plumber to a millionaire investor kind of thing, right? Not that I'm a millionaire by, I've won some, lost some, and still clawing my way through everything. But it's a good story. If I can do it, you can too, kind of a theme. Even to back it up, I'm from a small town east of Winnipeg, 10,000, 15,000 people town, very small, in northwestern Ontario, called Kenora. In my early years, I got addicted to drugs and alcohol, so I struggled through, addictions and rehab. I've been sober 28 years as of September 1st this year. So from that to plumber, with 3 kids in diapers, to doing my first deal on the doorstep of this guy's triplex, to building over 144 doors. I think I did a 286 lot subdivision for a mobile home park, sold it off. I've done, residential subdivision of 64 lots. They haven't all gone well, but I've got so much experience. And I'm actually in the process now of, again, because of my past experience, positive and negative, you learn things. I'm being sought out by a group of investors who want me to head up a real estate investment trust to start building a portfolio of 500 doors, 1,000 doors, whatever that works out to. But because I'm now plugged in full time into real estate, I'm seeing opportunities that before the market, right? I'm seeing deals that, hey, because everybody wants a quick commission, right? So they're coming to me as someone that knows people out there. I got an apartment block. It's worth X. I'll sell it for Y if you can get me a quick cash sale or make this happen with someone that, because no one wants a deal to drag on for 60, 90, 120 days. And then at the end, sorry, the inspection didn't go right or the financing fell apart. You want guys that are going to write a check, pull the trigger, start buying it, fixing it, selling it, whatever. So everyone's getting money, making payment, making commission. So just some neat opportunities are coming my way. And of course, I got first-time home buyer guide from you guys and the the seller book and the buyer book.
Nice.
And I've been handing those out like crazy. But also, you need to buy them, right? So I think last time about 200, or I can't remember how many I bought. But yeah, I'm handing them out, and there's some new initiatives here in Canada for first-time home buyers that the federal government put $1.3 billion aside to help new first-time home buyers get a house. And on a new house, they'll go 10%. You need 10% down, and they'll match your 10% as a share purchase. If it's just a single-family home that you're buying that's an older home, they'll match your 5% down. So you put 5% down, they put 5% down, and they're essentially a 5% shareholder of your home until you sell it. When you sell it, you pay them 5% share of the fair market value when you sell. So essentially, you're getting a 5% gift. Your mortgage is 5% less, so your payments are more comfortable for many people. Maybe they can qualify for a better house than what they could have just with their 5% down. So it doubles whatever they're putting down up to 10%. So it's just an incentive. There's some neat things happening here.
Wow. A heck of a story.
Well, that was launched in September 1st. So no one's actually closed on a deal like that yet, but they are starting.
But your whole story.
Oh.
The whole picture of how you found your unique selling proposition. And it's so important because a lot of times agents get in the business and they think, you know what? I was a hairdresser, a plumber, a contractor, a ditch digger, and I don't want to talk about that. I want to tell people how I'm the expert real estate agent, but how you told the whole story about being a plumber and all your experience builds authenticity, builds trust, builds likability, and shows that you're human, because that's what people are attracted to, is the human side. Because there's so many things out there that they don't know, and they want someone they can trust. To where I just talked to a home seller like a month ago, and I said, "How did you choose your agent?" He said it wasn't the agent who had an answer for everything. He said, when I asked them something they didn't know, they said, "I'll go find out because I want to make sure I give you the right information." And he said, right there, I was like, I want to sign with you.
Cool.
And trust. And so it just made me think of that when you were telling me your story.
Cool. Good. Well, I've done a fair number of deals. I think I'm somewhere in around $50 million of transactions personally. Like I said, some I won, some I lost. One I lost really big, and I'm still paying for it. But you can see in my background, that's the article. So that is the magazine front cover, and that's my article that they put in the magazine in October 2012. And funny thing, the editor has been calling me. I'm actually in this October's article. We did a big article on multifamily and where people should invest their money, what I'm seeing as a trend, because right now I'm looking in the United States as well, because I want to be a North American investor when I get to that stage. There's places you can buy apartment blocks for $20,000, $30,000 a door in the United States. Here, you're paying $100,000, $135,000 per door and the rents necessarily aren't better. I just structured a deal with a group, 8-suite apartment block. We got it. It's pending right now, so it's, in your words, it's in escrow. $675,000 is purchase price. That's $84,000 a suite. The building is a 1962 original built building, concrete and steel, but everything's original. The old iron-on, built-on-site kitchen countertop with the white countertop with the gold speckles, gold and yellow. It's disgusting, but it's original. The toilets are original. The tubs are original. 2 old town, handled taps for the tub, and it needs. I met the contractor this morning before our call day. He's saying it's probably going to need $41,000 per suite to renovate it to get it to today's standards. But in doing that, the rents will go from $4,400 a month to $7,200 a month after the money's spent. So before the guys even get the new rents, they're going to have to vacate the building. They're going to have to spend $350,000. It's going to be $1 million of cost output, then refinance and fill it back up. But the hope is that it'll be worth over 1.2 upon completion and stabilization with the new rents in place.
You said $7,200 a month for rent?
Yep. So from $450, $500 for the suites, it'll go to $900 per suite. That would be the market rents for that suite right now.
Oh, that's a total. Wow. What kind of investor is looking into that? They want like long term?
These guys are long term. They're going to buy it, fix it. Because I've done these before, they're reaching out to me again for my personal experience, my personal contacts with the plumber, the gas fitter, the carpenter, the project manager. So the project manager that they've hired or thinking of hiring, I did all his plumbing and heating work because he's done a few of his own apartment blocks. So they heard of him through the property manager who I referred to them. Well, then she referred back to the guy that I know that I did work with. So it's just like a tight circle. So people are referring each of us for our experiences, and we've known each other for decades.
Wow.
So it's just neat how it's working. And, after spending $1 million, they'll have 8 suites that'll be ready to rent. And so the value, if it's $1,050,000 divided by 8, so their cost per door is $131,250. So when you're saying, when I'm saying I could come down to the United States and buy a suite, 100 unit or 20 unit for $32,000 a door, that's $100,000 more here that we're paying. And probably the rents in the United States are relatively the same of $800 or $900, but I'm paying $32,000 a door instead of $132,000. So there's a strong motivation to come south of the border, but then there's different governments, IRS versus Canadian Revenue. I need to learn that stuff before I spend a dime investing across the border.
Yeah, it is different with the taxes and all liability. But wow, that's pretty impressive. I wanted to ask you before I forget, your sphere that you've built seems where the power is. You said you touched them 27 times within a year?
At least.
And is that, so a monthly newsletter is 12 of those?
Monthly newsletter. If they bought or sold with me, they get an anniversary thank you card and a Tim Hortons or a Starbucks. I throw a little gift card in there, $20. And every year I try and hold some kind of a client appreciation. Last year we did outdoor racing. There's like a little mud pit and they do endurance racing, and it's just a fun night. It cost me a few $100. but they still talk about it from last year, the racing. And this year I was thinking of renting a theater and having a movie day or night, kids involved too. The race night was more of an adult focused thing. I'd like them to be able to bring their kids too, so that it could be more of a family event. You know, for the latest, greatest, you know, movie that everyone can watch, come out, rent the theater, have it, popping chips, popcorn, and just say thank you, right? Say thanks. So that's what I'm thinking of doing this year, this winter, an indoor thing. And Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, I'm on there. I'm constantly posting. So they get a monthly newsletter. They get a monthly. I'm starting to get more involved in YouTube videos. I do what I call kind of corny, but Marco's Manitoba Market Minute. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but Marco's Manitoba Market Minute. So I'll go on. I'll have my stats, you know, on big print behind the camera, and I'll say, so this month we've had so many active listings, so many sales, so much per square foot, average sale price, average days on market, and then semi-attached, and then condos, right? And if you want more information on commercial and investing, contact me at 431-777-SOLD. And then I thank you for watching Marco's Manitoba Market Minute. See you next month. And it's just a stupid, corny thing. I put it out there. I email it to people. They probably laugh every time or just delete it. I don't know. But and I'm doing that through BombBomb.
Yep. Okay.
So it keeps track of who's opening it, how many times they've opened it, or I don't know. I'm trying to keep track of what I'm doing so that I know what's working and what isn't.
What CRM are you using to manage all your contacts?
I have we have our own here. It's called what's it called? Prospects. So it's a free CRM through our Winnipeg Real Estate Board, which also links to the Winnipeg Real Estate Board MLS system. So if someone's out there and they say, hey, I really like this house, they take out their phone if they have my app, because I can share my app, my branded app, through the Winnipeg Real Estate Board. They can open up that app on their phone, and it'll ping where they are, and it'll show all the houses in a vicinity of that area, and they can make it bigger or smaller with their phone. It shows them the houses that are for sale in that vicinity. They can hit the little balloon button, and it opens up all the data. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, $499, whatever, and book a viewing here. They hit the book viewing, it contacts me to book a viewing for them. So I've decided to use that CRM just because it links to our Winnipeg Real Estate Board. But when I'm talking about my newsletters and such, that's all through BombBomb. I have my database on BombBomb, and it's about, I think now it's about 487 people that either get an e-newsletter or a printed newsletter. About 75 of them get a printed newsletter, and the rest get e-news.
Wow. And so that's in BombBomb. Prospects are where the bulk of your contacts are?
Yeah. Well, I have it on both. So I have the CRM at Prospects, but I also have the mailer list on BombBomb, and our office just deals with that. So I got a marketing team downstairs. They do a monthly newsletter. I change whatever I want to change. Let's say I want an award. They put my picture with the award on the back page. They got my header, my footer, all my marketing and branding, and that goes out e-news and paper.
Are you doing any texting as SMS? What's the laws there in Canada?
I text way too much.
But are you using it for following up with prospects or just
always? Yeah.
What platform are you using to text?
That's just on our use Rogers. Rogers is our cellular data place that I picked. Pretty good for coast to coast.
Okay, and so you're texting from your phone or your computer?
From my phone. I could do it from my computer too, but I'm on the move. I do come into the office almost every day, work, and I'm trying to work more on an intentional schedule and routine every day. I was on it, then I got busy, I got off. Now I'm finding I'm posting all over instead of how I was doing it, kind of more, thought out process. Schedule my bomb post, schedule my Facebook post. Now I'm just doing it all the time, but I'm not necessarily. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just doing it. Hey, I'm at this open house. Come on by, see me. You know, I liked it better when I had my morning routine. Get in, go to the gym, be in my office by 8 o'clock. I'm feeling good. A little bit of quiet time for myself and start my day. I've summer screwed me up. I started, sitting back a bit, going to the lake a bit, sleeping in a bit, staying up later, visiting with people and family. And it's time now that it's fall to get back on track.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense of having it synchronized and scheduled. And would you say what percentage of your follow-up process is automated?
The reminders are all in both prospects and BombBomb. So an anniversary, I get a reminder probably a week in advance and then 2 days in advance. What I like to do is send them a card. Sometimes I'll even print off, depends on how long they own the house or what they owned. And if it's good, I will do a comparable market analysis, kind of like, your financial advisor gives you, here's what we did this year for you. I just say, here's what your house bought for. I helped you buy it for this price. This year, it's gone up 5%. So today, if you were to sell, this is your value. And I put a nice cover letter, and it's all branded front and back cover letter, glossy, and I put that in with a thank you card and a $20 gift card to Starbucks. So they get like an updated market analysis of what their house would sell for if they were selling today. And it's nice enough that they'd probably leave it on their coffee table. It's not like, oh, thanks, throw it in the garbage. There's good information in migration, what houses have been selling for an area, average per square foot sales costs in the area, all that good stuff. So it's valuable information if they want it. If they're not thinking of selling, they'll just, oh yeah, that's nice, thanks. I usually get a quick text, hey, thanks for the gift card or whatever, and you never know, right? They might know someone that's looking to sell or buy, and they say, well, Marco, it's just top of mind, right? Oh, Marco just sent me this. Maybe you should call him. I don't know.
No, that's brilliant, Marco, how you're giving them information. This is what your house would sell for. And then what I love the most and what I've had the most luck with is the reciprocity, the gift card. And what I did when I was doing that, and I had people call me up just like, oh my gosh, I've never had someone give me one of these. But I would take the Starbucks card, or in your case, maybe Tim Hortons, and I would have little stickers made with my name and business card, and I'd slap it on the gift card. So when you purchase that gift card, it's your property. And what would happen is they would go with their friend to Starbucks. They would hand that card to the Starbucks lady. She would be like, what's this? And they would say, oh, that's from my realtor. It would concrete it in their mind. Their friend would say, huh? Conversation. And then
that's a good idea.
And it was just like cheap decals. I just kind of found the size and oh, you already have them.
I got them.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now.
And I like, then eventually I kind of dressed up the decal and said, have a cup of coffee on me. So it kind of had some humor and corniness, but it had, it had my name and stuff on there. And then I don't know if you can do it anymore. I loaded them all into my Starbucks account, and I could see when they spent it.
Oh.
And if it was a prospect that I hadn't worked with yet, because I was sending these to prospects. FSBOs and expireds are different, so I was able to send them to expireds. And then I would text them, just checking in to see how you're doing, within an hour or so of them using the card, and they would say, oh my gosh, I just used your card. And that's how I found out what the Starbucks person said and what their friend said.
Oh, that's cool.
because they said the Starbucks person freaked out and started a conversation. My friend was like, "What the heck is that? Does your agent own Starbucks?"
That's funny. That's good.
But yeah, it was. I am a big fan of honing in on the sphere and building relationships, because those are the things that keep giving. Pounding
Yeah.
the pavement and getting a one-time sale and moving on.
That costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money, and you don't get momentum.
Yeah, no, I'm honing in on the people I know, like, and trust, and who know, like, and trust me.
Well, thank you for your time, Marco. I'll let you go. I know your office door opened twice, so they're probably like, "Come out."
Yeah, it's like I should have locked the door. Sorry.
No worries. I don't want to hold you up from the next deal.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Joe.
Thanks, Marco. Talk soon.
Bye for now.